What advice would you offer to today's college student who wants to implement their own student movement to encourage change?
Study, read, identify and target an issue after discussions with your friends. Choose tactics that will bring attention to the issue without offending too many people. Choose forums where you might get some progress made on the issue. Remember that big issues reduce down to small things. You know, in my time, having a burger at a lunch counter was a step towards full civil rights for African Americans in Mississippi. So it's small stuff, but you have to have that big vision behind it. Expect to win. Don't act like a loser, but realize that it may take time, it may take detours, may take unexpected compromises, who knows. And I think the hardest thing that we speak the least about is people get into competitive, individualistic fights with their friends, or they form a group and pretty soon the group splits into 2 or 3 groups. And the campus has like 18 groups of 2 people who can't get anything done. And what is the lesson of that? I think that's one lesson is we have to take education and training in organizational development to know how to navigate the tide. It's also a moral question because when the things that you hate about the system are also inside yourself because you live in the system. So you are infected with the things that you're trying to get rid of. And there are no doctors or medicines that I know of, but you need to manage the treatment of the disease while you're fighting the bigger catastrophes out there. People, I've seen thousands of people in my life turn away and give up having tried and having been so hurt by what they tried or feeling so frustrated or gloomy. And it's not enough to tell them, well, if you stop, if you give up, well, the man's going to win. They just can't go on. It's so painful. So I think what we know now about group dynamics and therapy would help in trying to find unity between as many people as possible. Instead of uniting a few students against everybody else, you try to find, at whatever compromise it takes, the way to unite as many students around an agreement as possible. Otherwise, you will just turn on each other. And this is a hard lesson. I've not learned it. I don't know more than that. But it's something I don't think we thought much about. For us, it was like all idealism, to the barricades, into the streets. And we were unified because the enemy, the war in Vietnam, the draft, unified us. But whenever it became more complicated, we would start dividing into relatively small differences that should be navigated, but they turned into bigger differences than we could handle, so people just, said, to heck with it, I'm not doing this anymore.
Thank you.